some young musicians listening to us speaking about this right now, and they would like to get to a deeper place with their music, a more original place, a more intuitive, unique place. What advice what tip would you give them to, to accomplish that, apart from perhaps studying with you, but wherever they are right now, what would be a good starting point for them?
This has come up before. There's one suggestion I can give that I know will work for everyone, and only one. Sing with the great recorded solos of the great innovators from those early decades, especially.
Yeah.
That's a certainty.
Right. Right.
Beyond that, there's no one bit of advice I could give that would work for everyone. For example, I could say, play the straight melody of this song until you feel it, and then let your melodic improvisation flow naturally, unforced, without thought from that melody line. That would not work for musicians who never want to play tunes, who only want to improvise free.
Right.
So that's difficult. There's no like suggestions that will work for everybody, except that one, which I can always recommend without any doubt whatsoever.
It just gets the feeling of the flowing improvisation into your subconscious and into your being by singing it. And it's just and the jazz masters that you would suggest that people seek out to sing along with. Some of them would be you mentioned earlier, but you would say
well, I would say that the decades that I recommend are the early ones, because in those decades the kind of improvisation that we're talking about was their premise. And this is not really true after a certain point, although there were individuals who retained this. The mainstream drifted quite a ways away from it. But I would say you couldn't start out with anybody better than Billie Holiday, especially the recordings that she did with Lester Young. If you could say, there is a How to Improvise book, they wrote it. Of course, it's not the written word on a page, it's music on a record. But it goes like this. She sings the melody, but she sings it like an improviser. It's not the way it's written. It's her personal way. And you know this. It's very certain. This comes straight to you. It's very direct and personal. And then Lester Young, who had tremendous affinity with her, on these records, sometimes he plays the straight melody, and it'll be a little different from hers. Sometimes he stretches out just a bit from it. Sometimes he will play a solo that has none of it in it, but you can still sense the melody in everything that he plays. Sometimes he plays with her while she's singing, and you get the advantage of her song and his accompaniment, which is not an obligato. If you took his accompaniment away from the record and considered it as a work of music, it would stand up there with some of his greatest solos. It's complex, it's imaginative and daring, and it's just a completely realized great work of music. So you get the entire progression from straight melody to completely fulfilled masterwork level improvisation. And it kind of step by step, and always related to the melody that she's singing, and that's the key. That's the key to it.
And to be more specific, when you say sing along with the great masters, you're not just saying to sing along with the vocalist. You're saying to sing along with the actual playing of like Lester Young or Louis Armstrong or Roy Eldridge. To actually, like if they're doing a solo and it's going and they're playing you're saying sing, do that. Actually sing the try to sing the improvisation and sing along with the horn player, or sing along with if it's a guitar player or a piano player, sing along with the actual what the person is doing on the instrument, so you can get a sense of that feeling, and after a while it starts just. You feel it.
That's right. Others I could recommend from that period are Charlie Christian and Charlie Parker. I could go on and on. There's so many, but with those, you just can't go wrong. Every note is coming from that real place. You want to match it exactly. You don't want to just sort of sing along with it.
Right.
Your objective is to merge,
Right.
actually.
Right.
So when you get the notes, and you get them by ear, you don't get them by writing them on a piece of paper.
Right.
But once you've gotten the notes, that's your point of entry.
Right.
Then you sing the solo over and over, and you get all the subtleties.
Right.
And that's when you can start to experience this wonderful merge.
Right, and I remember you had me pick a few songs, and you almost like pick one, and then just work with that one, and keep singing it, and sing along with the lead, sing along, until I was like really one with the lead. I could sing it.
Yes.
I could almost instinctually anticipate. It wasn't memorization, it was getting the feeling. And this way I knew when he was going to go up, go down, do this, do that.
Yes.
And that really makes a difference. Yep.
Many musicians learn the solos of these great innovators. And now musicians spend a lot of the time learning it from sheet music.
Right.
Which I feel is pretty much a waste of time.
Right.
If you learn it that way, all
Right.
you get are the notes, and you will wind up playing them.
Right. Actually, that's what happened to me. Prior to finding you, I went and took some lessons with some jazz piano players, and they started writing out Oscar Peterson leads, Chick Corea leads, and they wanted me to just memorize them playing.
Yes.
And I knew right away that that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to get connected to the place that they got connected to, where
Right.
those that their music was coming from. I didn't want to
Exactly.
imitate them. I knew that and that's what you do. You facilitate people making that connection to their own individuality and their own unique place, and the place that a musician needs to connect to if he's truly going to be a unique artist and an innovator and an improviser.
It's a paradox in a way. The closer you get to the source for this great music, the more you will be inevitably original. If you resist it, you will be more likely to come out sounding like a copy.